Hey, what's up guys? So I got another review for you today, and this is on the Athearn Genesis SD-70 with sound. So yeah, this is actually my friend's engine. He's here with me and he's going to help me with this review.
What's up, guys?
So yeah, real quick I'd like to give a shout out to Sparky 107 and like he's a great guy to go subscribe to. He always uploads videos like a few times a week at least, sometimes every day. And he's just redoing his layout now and stuff. So yeah, we'll get right into the unboxing of this. So just the normal Athearn Genesis engine box, and so you have the booklet like usual. They always have really nice booklets with these. They talk about everything, DCC and sound. This booklet isn't as big as some of them are, like the DD40 one is pretty big and stuff. And then you have the warranty information. I don't know how long the warranty lasts. Here's exploded parts diagram, so you can see all of it. So yeah, and an Athearn news thing like usual, and then this is okay, so it's a 1-year limited warranty, and this is just talking about the warranty, I guess. And then let's get to the good part, and that's on, oops, it's upside down. So here it is. This one actually doesn't have the flared radiators like a lot of the SD-70s do, but it still looks really nice. So yeah, like usual, this just comes out. It's the normal Athearn boxing like usual, with the thing that slides off, and then there's just the
Hard.
yeah, and then you have the engine. It'll come off like that, like any other Athearn engine does. Just move that out of the way. Yep. So yeah, and then there's these little foam inserts to protect the handrails. These are like a hard foam kind of. So yeah, you can see these handrails are plastic. They're a little fragile. So let's start looking at some details. Okay, so now we're at a closer level with this engine. So you start seeing more of the details. You can see you have the silver tipped cables, the air hoses, and then the MU cable right here. Actually, I think this is the MU hose, and this is the train line air hose. And then you have the incandescent bulbs. You got working ditch lights, and the plastic handrails, and this chain again. And you have really nice grab iron up here, and then some more on this side I can show you in a minute. You have awesome, these windshield wipers are awesome. They're really thin, they're etched metal, and if you've seen like some of the Bachmann ones and stuff, they have plastic windshield wipers, and they're really thick and don't look very good. You have the anti-climber right here, and the safety tread, which looks really nice. More grab irons up here. The handrails are white, and you have a sand filler hatch right here. You have these number boards. I don't think they light up either, though. And you have a grab iron up here or something. Actually, it's a antenna of some sort. And so yeah, that's pretty much about it for this part. Let's move it to this side so you can look at some of the nice detail. You got this really cool, some kind of intake or something. These awesome grab irons are great. They look awesome. They're really thin and prototypical. And the opening window. And down here you have the truck. I can show you in a minute. This etched metal box is really cool. I'm not exactly sure what it's for. You have a really nice little F down here. I'm not sure what that's for either. Probably means the front of the engine or something. You got a little tiny kind of builder's plate or something right here. You also have a really nice cab interior, which looks good. Athearn Genesis always does a really nice job, even though their models are plastic. You have this really nice safety tread here on the walkway. You have the little fuel tank details. The plumbing and stuff looks really great.
AC.
You have the AC hatch on top of the cab. And it actually has a really cool etched metal piece on top, as you can see. And there's that antenna. Now starting at the back, like behind the cab, you've got a really nice etched metal grill right here. I'm not actually sure if it's etched metal or not, but it's got, it's see-through. So you can see through it, and you can actually see, it just looks like there's wires in there. This engine has a pretty good weight, by the way. And you can see there's etched metal steps down there. It's kind of hard to see because it's in the shadow and stuff. And then you got all this plumbing down here, like I said. These are, like I said, also the plastic handrails. And so they aren't as durable, but they're okay. You see it says Conrail quality on the side. And I'm actually going to show you, it says, there's little tiny warning labels. So there's little tiny labels you can see.
Right there.
And there's another one here, too. So those are, Athearn always does a really nice job on their little tiny labels that are always legible. And you have even more down here. The panels on the side are okay. They're not way deep, but they look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. If you move down, this back is actually really nice. As you can see, these aren't like the flared radiators like they usually have, but it still looks fine. You have these plates that look like some kind of doors to get into somewhere, so that looks good. They each of them have a little tiny warning label. And so yeah, you have a brake wheel. Athearn did a really good job on printing on this engine, like they do with a lot of their engines. And so moving on to the back, you actually have another anti-climber and more ditch lights, which you don't see a lot on engines, but I bet you it's prototypical because that's just something Athearn would do. And you have the grab irons going up the back. You have more grab irons on the top I can show you in a minute. The plastic handrails again, safety tread. I don't think these steps are etched metal, but they still look okay. You have more grills along the side. This one's not on the other side. This looks really nice. It almost looks like they're weathered, and so it came like that, and that looks pretty good for weathering. And it's not like, it's kind of subtle. Look at this too. I'm not sure what this is, but that looks really nice. Let's get a close up on that. So you can see that looks pretty good. And then moving along the side, you see all the under seal detail too. And you see the bell up here, and the sanding pipes, and the plumbing and all of that. All looks really good. And then you have another box on this side. The inside of the cab, you can see, is really nice, molded in, and it says SD-70. I don't think this is an Ace though. That might be the difference between some of the things. And then there's a little tiny thing, and I'm not sure what this is. You have the jacking pads right here on the trucks, and window shade. You can see the safety tread. This looks really good. You see the steps are etched metal too, and you got a really nice AC unit, and that wire running along the side. You can see here's one of the dynamic brake fan, I guess, is what this one is. And it's actually not, it's actually molded in, so it looks okay, I guess. I think on MTH their dynamic brake fans aren't molded in though, so I'm not sure why they started doing that. They used to not be though. Here's the other fans, and they aren't they're not molded in, they're separate pieces. So that looks good. And you can see there's lift rings too, right here. Here's the horn. You can see this little thing. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but they have a little stand for it and then a wire running to it, so that looks good. You can see the exhaust and stuff are all etched metal, and you can see those lift rings too that look nice. It looks really nice. It's also got tsunami sound, which is good too. And so yeah, the MSRP on this engine is about $300, but you can find them a lot cheaper than that. It's about the same price as MTH or Intermountain. Intermountain doesn't make an SD-70, I'm pretty sure, but to buy one of their engines that are about the same, say like a Gevo or something, they're about that price. So now we got it on the track, and this engine has a tsunami sound decoder. So yeah, we can listen to the startup sequence now. It just press power and it'll turn on. Okay, so the functions are the normal functions. 0 is headlight, and we'll look at that in a minute. F1 is the bell, and then F2 is the horn. And then F3 is the short whistle or horn. And then we're not going to do these functions, but I'll just read them off. Number 4 is the dynamic brake. Then F5 and F6 are lighting functions. And then F7 is the dimmer. F8 is mute. F9 is squeal and release. F10 is the coupler. And then F11 and F12 are for steam, because it's the injector and the water stop. So now we can listen to it rev up and start moving and forward. So you can hear the notching up sounds pretty good, like most tsunamis do. I'm not exactly sure how it compares to the Loke sound, so I don't have any diesel engines with Loke sound in it, but what I've heard from the, just watching YouTube videos and stuff on diesel engines with Loke sound decoders installed, they sound pretty good too, so it's more of just what you like better. So F0 is the headlight, like you can see. And then F5 is the ditch lights, and when you honk the horn they flash, so that's cool. And the short horn doesn't make them flash though. But anyway, these are incandescent bulbs, they're not LEDs, so some people like to switch those out. So here's the tail end of the engine, and you can see that it has ditch lights too. And they flash when you honk the horn. And actually they don't flash. I thought they did, but they don't. So only the front ones flash, but the rear ones do work, and the rear headlight works too when it's in reverse. So in the end, this is a really nice engine. Has pretty good motor control. The sound is great. The tsunami decoders were okay. I like the Loke sound, and QSI are okay too, but I thought this one sounded okay. The headlight and ditch lights were okay. They're incandescent, which the bulbs would be better, but they look pretty good actually for bulbs. And the detail is great. Athearn Genesis always does a really good job on their detail, as you can see on this, and they have road name specific details. Like the Union Pacific one doesn't have some of the things that this one does, like the ditch lights on the tail end, and it is a little expensive, but it's not that bad. It's worth it. Please like and subscribe, and
It is very much appreciated.